Welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome dear traders. This is the simple series. We go really from 0 to 100 and we look at the market causality in a very simplified manner. Last time we talked about the dumb money positions, then we talked about the stops. And now we're gonna put those two aspects together. We're gonna combine the stops in the market together with the dumb money positions. And hopefully that will bring you some kind of aha effect and it will click. This is a very important aspect of the so-called market causality I have introduced many years ago in the forex markets, which allows traders to understand how forex actually works, incorporating all the smart money algorithms who are conducting stop hunts, who are conducting position hunts, and do many other things which we are exposing here. So let's jump straight into it. Let's look at this scenario here. So we have a medium-term stop in the market above the price, okay, an MTS. And now we have the price coming down and suddenly we have dumb money sellers entering the market, yeah. So the dumb money is going short, right? What will happen? How will the smart money algos react to this? And actually, let me draw the price again. So the price is here, and here we have suddenly the sellers entering. Now, if the price would go down, then the sellers would get into profit, right? So this will not happen. So what will happen instead? Boom. Okay. Those dumb money sellers who are coming into the market at this point in time, at those price levels, they will give an incentive to the smart money algos to do the main target run to the MTS. Okay. Why? Because by pushing the price up, they will draw those dumb money sellers into loss and take out their stops. Okay? You need to really understand that point. Many people that do not understand those dynamics, which is why even something like stop information doesn't help them with anything. Okay? And guess what? This will not end here. We're going to go really deep into all the other aspects in the following videos. This will be more than 10 videos. Okay. Now we look at the opposite scenario. Okay. Still with the MTS here above the price. And then suddenly the dumb money goes along. They are buying into the market, okay? The dumb money longies, the dumb money buyers are entering the market. Question: what will happen next? Well, if the smart money algos would push the price up, these dumb money buyers would get into profit. So this is not going to happen. Boom. Instead, the smart money algos push the price down, and yes, away from this target, okay, away from the main stop accumulation. Now, they can do that several times. They can do it over days. Once those dumb money longies are taken out, or at least significantly reduced, and for example some shorties come in, we're going to look at the real life example. They're going to take the original MTS. Okay. Now, pay attention really here. By doing that, by pricing in, as I call it, the dumb money sellers, dumb money buyers, in this example, yeah. By pushing the price down against those buyers, they make sure that the dumb money buyers lose, and at the same time they make sure that eventually the stops of the dumb money sellers, this MTS here, gets also taken out. So here you see already the vibe, how these algos actually operate, and this is essential to understand. Okay? This is the dance, this is the game, and now we approach it in a very, very simplified manner, but this is essential to understand. Most traders, believe it or not, do not understand the interaction between those stops and the positions. But once you have seen it, and in particular once you have looked at the MCA web, you will understand that this is how this game works, and you will never look at forex the same way again. Okay, so great, let's look at a real life example. Yeah, I took here the euro dollar 1 hour short, so let's go through it. We have exactly what we talked about. We have the MTS here, this is the MTS of the dumb money sellers. Yeah, but then guess what happens? The dumb money buyers are entering. Okay, the dumb money buyers are buying. So what do the smart money algos do? They push the price away from the target, clearing those longies, taking their stops of the dumb money longies. Yeah, in this case STS. Surprise, surprise. Now what happens next? Let's continue this. And this is really great exclusive knowledge. So they even cleared the counter low. Yeah, they cleared this with this typical stop pin. Okay, they went down against the dumb money longies. Okay, away from the stop. Yes. And by the way, of course, they will also clear the short-term stops on both sides. Yeah. Watch the previous video if you want to understand that. Okay. However, what happens next? Let's continue. And now you see these examples in real life via the chart from the MK web. You guessed it. What happened? The dumb money sellers eventually entered the market. Yeah. Eventually, where the dumb money sellers entering and selling while the longies are leaving. Okay, so we have the longies leaving and the shorties, the dumb money shorties entering. So what happens? Remember the scenario I showed before? Exactly. Boom, up to the main target, the original MTS, clearing it out, slightly overshooting, and then even going back down. Okay, post stop hunt dynamic, and then even taking the lower MTS against the dumb money longies. You understand? This is how forex works. All the time, constantly, that algos take into account where are the MTS, the STS, the LTS, and also where the dumb money positions. If you put together those two aspects, you already understood a big part of the market many people don't even understand in the whole lifetime. This is how the mechanics actually work. I've proven that for many years now, publicly on YouTube and other places. People have seen everything live. We have traders using this software to trade successfully, to avoid falling victim to those nasty games those algos play. Okay? We live in a time of AI, but this is our last chance to counter AI as a human trader by understanding how the market looks like at the moment, live, what's happening, what the algos will do next, and where we can trade. Okay? So let's talk about the easy trades first. A beginner trader may maybe wait until the price turns and shorties are entering. Okay? Beginner trader may take the trade towards the MTS. Okay, the actual MTS hunt, the main hunt. By buying, placing the own take profit a spread below the target, and the own stop maybe here in this example with the risk reward roughly 1. Okay, what a fantastic trade. In 7 of 10 trades, they will just take the take profit. Okay, and you're safe. That's beautiful, isn't it? Now secondly, the advanced trader who has experience with the causality may even trade away from the stop first, okay, but then we'll be careful not to miss the turning point. We'll trade maybe the main target run and then even scalp at least a few pips down back into the range because of the post stop hunt scenario, for example. Yeah. However, understand that, so in this example, these things are tradable. Not always are all these setups tradable. We are very selective. We're snipers. We don't want to be on the dark money side. We are mindful what the likelihood and the probabilities are all the time. When you go back, you see a similar scenario here. However, when you look at this move here, you can already see just from this example that the bias wasn't as high as here, because look at that. We didn't have that many shorties actually entering. So comparing those two scenarios, this one here is definitely more tradable than this one regarding the actual MTS move. Here you see there was some news and so on. But we want ideally to see at least some of those shorties coming in so that we can trade clearly towards it. Okay, so this is all you can already learn just from this example. As causality traders, we wait for those high bias setups, and we skip or trade only very small those low bias setups. Okay? These two are not the same. You need to still use discretion for your analysis, and you take into account the size of the dumb money positions as well as the stops and everything else. Okay, but let's not overcomplicate. For now, let's end on this note. Okay, we have stops in the market. Yes, these are targets eventually, not immediately. We pay attention to what's going on. What is the dumb money doing? Where are the dumb money positions placed? And when is a reasonable time to enter towards the target in the more simple setup? In this case, once the longies were hunted away and shorties entered with this dumb money switch going on, then we knew we can trade towards the MTS. Isn't that beautiful? This is what the causality is really about. Okay, as I showed at the beginning of this video. Okay, and in fact, let's go to the second example first. In the real life example, we had the longies coming in exactly as I've shown at the beginning. So the smart money algos need to get rid of those and thin those out, price these in by doing a move away from the MTS. And then what happened after? Eventually we had shorties entering the market. Okay, and then this was a great opportunity for us causality traders to buy into the market towards the MTS. Okay, TP here, I won't stop here. Beautiful trade. You need to wait for those moments and then place a trade and not over leverage and so on and so on. Okay, so you can see from this example already, this is super powerful stuff, because you're not only aware of the stops, of the different types of stops and the dynamics surrounding those, but also of the dumb money positions, what's going on, are new sellers or longies coming in, and then it's not difficult to determine where you yourself can place trades. This is a real edge. And it took a long time to create this kind of technology. It has been proven. People are using it. I've even been trading it live on YouTube some years ago. We have loads of other content, time-lapse videos where you see everything unfolding in real life. But for beginning traders, this is a great and quick way to understand those basics. So beautiful. Please understand this exactly, because in the next videos we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about time and range principle, pre-run counter moves, other things, and then we actually continue to go deeper. Lots of love.